My name is Clara Towson, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
I am Francisca George, and I'm a friend of the show.
Perfect.
Hi, my name is Susan Leemans, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom. Yeah.
My name is Zainab Sammaz, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Hey guys, my name is Sasha Vickery, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Hi, my name is Lloyd Harris, and I'm a friend of the show.
Perfect.
Hi, my name is Jan Faria, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Yes.
Take one. Well done.
Hi, my name is Jasmine Paulini, and I'm a friend of the show.
Wow, Jasmine, you got it in one time.
Ready? Play.
Fergus, if you want me to add you, then show me some like thumbs up or whatever. Do you? No, I don't actually know. I don't know. Anyway, never mind. Hello, guys. Daniil, Medvedev, Alex Michelsen. We're gonna have Fergus with us in a moment. Should I add you? Thumbs up or not? Oh, he's saying something here. Never mind. Yes. Okay. Yes. Fantastic. That's brief backstage kind of like talk, simply because we didn't get the chance to talk before starting the stream. Anyway, Michelsen Medvedev, welcome, Fergus. I hope you're very excited for this one. In fact, I think we've just had an underarm serve from Alex Michelsen.
Was that first point? I was trying to type yes and watch at the same time.
Second point.
Oh, okay. You're a bit ahead then. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's one way to set the tone of the match, I guess, if he's going to play like that. I think this is a strange matchup. I don't know the head-to-head between these two, but
there's no head-to-head between these two.
Oh, they never played before. Right. Well, it should be interesting. Michelsen, I don't know. I think he can be. He's just a pretty. He's similar to the younger players on tour as well. He can be, when he's on form, he can be really, really good, and when he's off the boil, it can go south quite quickly. But that underarm serve just remind me of that serve he did right at the end of the last season against Bonzi, where it was like he threw it out wide and then sliced it. That was strange. I've never seen that before. Immediately a chance for Medvedev to go into the lead, but just a little.
Yeah, but that was the ones against Bonzi. That was when he was injured, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was like forehand serving. Yeah, I had seen that before from some players on the Challenger circuit when they were injured too. But yeah, most certainly it was quite something to see it in like such a big match. It's actually not that bad. I mean, you probably can win matches like this. Of course, I don't think he'll be serving underarm every single time here, but certainly he has a bit of a bag of tricks he can access if Medvedev gets a little too defensive of his positioning. One of them right now, this net approach to go for the all.
Yes, it should be interesting. I'm not entirely sure, because obviously Medvedev hasn't been at his best by a long shot this year so far. I'm trying to figure out whether that's too bright or whether that's too dark. Anyway, so Michelsen definitely can see this as an opportunity to move on and another top 10 win. As I say that, he then plants a backhand into the net, and it's break point Medvedev immediately. But yeah, should be interesting. I notice you've had a haircut, Damien, and I think it looks very nice.
Wow, thank you.
You're welcome.
I was not expecting a compliment, but yes, indeed. I went to the hairdressers on like Tuesday, maybe. So it's been a while. I basically go like every 3 months. So whenever I go, there's a drastic change.
Yes.
And yeah.
As
Mhm.
Medvedev breaks immediately.
Oh yeah, I forgot to say something about that. I just like watched the point and I was like, yeah, let's keep going about the haircut. Actually, I was gonna say something to Matthew, of course, who is welcoming us with a very formal good evening, and he's also giving us a question on Michelsen's servant volleying against Medvedev. 100%, yeah. I mean, he should be trying that from time to time. Unfortunately for him, this game didn't really work out with a few loose baseline errors. Yeah, I just kind of tend to think like, yeah, Michelsen definitely has like a very unique game, and if he plays smart, he can definitely match up pretty well against Medvedev. But I guess it's still like mostly on Daniil, and I just don't know if he won't like undermine his own success with basically the fact that he's got zero confidence and yeah. What's happening now?
Medvedev's already.
The physio has come in. Is it a nosebleed? I think it is a nosebleed. They gave him like a bag of Kleenex.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be a nosebleed. He's just putting the Kleenex up his nose, basically. Seems pretty like jolly, so I don't think it's very serious.
This is the most Medvedev thing to ever happen at the start of a match. Like, I don't think there's anyone else on tour that can go, hold on, I'm just having a nosebleed right now. We need to stop play after one game. I
mean, if you have a nosebleed, you kind of have to stop, no?
No, I know, but like, there's like no one else that would happen to other than Medvedev.
No one else gets nosebleeds in the second game.
Yeah, it's just classic Daniil. Yeah. Have you been impressed with anyone specifically so far in the tournament? I mean, it's only round 3. They're only playing round 3 today, but anyone that you specifically are thinking looks very good?
I think the way that we kind of are looking at this event is that, like, without Sinner, with Zverev out, with Djokovic out, if Alcaraz loses, it's very open. So there's like a ton of contenders. I mean, I don't know. I guess the best so far, I'm going to talk about the guys who played 2 matches. So, like, at least. So, like, Hrigsport, Tsitsipas, probably. You know, one of the players you could definitely mention would be Draper, but again, 1 match. So maybe let's give him a bit more time. I guess there's that third round between Deminor and Hurkacz, where like either guy winning might also look like one of the best players in the event. But I don't know. I guess from the bottom half, I'm still mostly looking at Alcaraz, and the top half is just so wild.
I think it's tough to obviously. I think this is definitely Alcaraz's to lose now. I think it always was Alcaraz's to lose, to be honest.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I don't think that's really like changed.
Yeah. Zverev again showing just a lack. I don't know if it's a lack of heart, but it just seems that his mind is just not in it at the moment. Which for the world number 2 is a real shame. But yeah, obviously something that going on. But don't take anything away from Greek sport. He played magnificently. He always does, seemingly, against bigger players. I mean, obviously taking out Medvedev and then Zverev in consecutive weeks. But yeah, I think Greek sport could probably make a run here, maybe quarterfinals. You know,
I definitely subscribe to that theory. Handled GMP pretty easily today.
Yeah, he did.
Seems good. And we are back in play. That medical timeout, definitely just a nosebleed, so it should be fine.
Why do I feel like this is going to really throw off Michelsen? As in, like, or maybe he's just going
to.
I mean, if we're super early into this match, and Michelsen already looks like he's a little uninterested. Like,
he's definitely a little frustrated. Like I don't know if it's the wind or the court or whatever. But That the forehand he just slapped for that love 30, or rather 30,
30
love,
love, yeah.
from Medvedev's perspective. Yeah, just seems a little down on himself for now after that opening game. It's not gonna happen with Medvedev, but I wonder if there's like any player where, like, if they got a nosebleed in the second game of the match, there would be like conspiracy theories already that he took something before the match to induce the nosebleed. And
Can you imagine Kyrgios on Twitter if Sinner had a nosebleed second game of a match? That'd be crazy. He'd be all over that. The world would just. Can you imagine first match back for Sinner, Rome, and he starts having a nosebleed first game? Everyone would be like, "Oh." Medvedev making this look pretty simple at the moment. As he holds
Michelsen is like
comfortably.
so frustrated, you know.
He is. I don't understand. I mean, it wasn't a great first service game from Michelsen off the bat, but he made a couple errors. But I think Medvedev was just pushing it. There were a couple forced errors in there as well. There wasn't loads that he did, and like he wasn't missing by meters. But he seems really frustrated.
Wait, what? I think he's retiring. I mean, I'm sorry for laughing, but what a watch along! Holy God. This is the best watch along I've ever seen. Oh my goodness!
He's actually right. Well,
yeah. I mean, Alex Michelsen just retired. I want to say it comes a little out of nowhere, but I guess the last few points since the nosebleed, essentially, he was looking like, I don't know, just. You said that Zverev's heart wasn't in it, and then like. I don't get what happened. I have no idea what.
I don't know what happened either. Oh, okay. I don't think he was very well. I don't think Michelsen was feeling very well.
Legit best watch along ever.
Literally. Thanks for joining us, guys. This was great.
Yeah, what's happening like elsewhere? Can we switch to a match that's already taking place?
Let's
I mean,
Mukova, Giron,
yeah, basically two options it seems. Either Wang Pegula or doing the third set of Giron Popyrin.
Whatever you want. I'm not too. I mean, okay, let's do Giron Popyrin. Let's do the third set of Giron Popyrin, unless you want to do Pegula.
No, I was actually gonna suggest this one too.
Okay, good.
I don't know. I mean, I hope it's like at least, I don't know, 40 minutes from here or something like that. But if it's not, I mean, it's not. Who cares? But yeah, this was definitely one of the best watch-alongs I've ever been on. The underarm serve on the second point, the nosebleed break, and then the retirement, like all of a sudden.
I love how we were discussing what matchup we should do before, and I went, yeah, we could do Michelsen Medvedev, and you were like, yeah, sure, let's do Michelsen Medvedev. After John had gone, well, we could do Świątek Jastrzębska or Tsitsipas Berrettini. We were like, no, Michelsen. Oh yeah, 3 games in. Well, less than 3 games in, Michelsen calls it a day. It was strange. It didn't seem like he was ill. It seemed like he was frustrated, really frustrated. But anyway, now on to Giron Popyrin. Giron obviously taking out Ruud. I mean, I don't know what it is with Ruud. I think he's. I saw someone say on Twitter the other day that it's crazy how Ruud is 5 in the world when, like, you never, in big tournaments, you really don't see him put big performances in, especially on the hard courts. Clay's obviously very different, but on the hard courts, he seems like he should be a good player, but he has these losses that seem to just keep occurring in the same fashion.
Yeah, I mean, this event, I did think he was one of the main favorites from the top half for sure. It's one of the more painful losses I think he's had in a while.
Yeah, It is a bit strange. Oh, Popyrin misses that. I would, just thinking about what Dave said, I'd actually favour Giron here purely because Popyrin's just just hasn't had enough court time this year. He's won a singular match. Oh no, 2 matches this year, so just might have a little less to go off this year as Giron holds. Well, it's not the match we thought we were going to do, but it is now the match we are doing, so.
Yeah, I think I was writing like some sort of a small preview for this match, and I kind of said that, like, well, Popyrin, he has the higher upside than Giron, but like I have no idea whether he actually accesses it. Third set seems pretty fine. Like I haven't seen a ball from this match up until this previous game where Popyrin had this pretty easy volley at 30-all and dumped it into the net and kind of decided the whole thing. But a free setter between them seems pretty fair. Who did Popyrin defeat in the second round? Oh, Bergs, right? Yeah, Bergs. Sets. And I guess Giron, Rud, and Basilashvili. Yeah. So obviously Marcos coming in as an unseeded player. Popyrin has already won an event of this category. Still is a bit wild, but sure.
Yeah. I wonder whether that'll get lost in like recent times, like his 1000 win, or whether like it will be like super famous. Because like you think about like the one-time master winners like Chorich, who then just dropped off the face of the obviously won two challenges back to back, obviously covered by yours truly, Damien, very well. Chorich winning back-to-back challenges, but he won that Masters and then dropped off the earth. I mean, Boosters won just a singular one, but I wonder if Popyrin winning this one is a bit just like he just had an insane level this one week, and then now we're never going to quite see it again. And I mean, I wonder how much he can defend when it comes to it in August. How many points of that 1000 he can defend?
Yeah, I mean, I think he saved the match point in the opening round of that event, so that kind of shows how frail this all is. But yeah, I mean, Popyrin definitely kind of stands out. Sok, was considered a random ATP 1000 champion, but he got to the ATP finals that year. Chorich, I guess, he had another final earlier. Yeah, there's not much in recent history really that would combat Popyrin winning an ATP 1000, but of course he still has time on his side.
Absolutely. But I don't remember how he did at the US then following that. What did he go
pretty good, actually. Defeated Novak Djokovic. Fourth round loss to Tiafoe. Was it a 5-setter maybe? Or like a 4-setter?
4, I think it was 4. Now I remember. Yeah. Can't believe I forgot. That massive scream on the forehand winner to break Djokovic in the fourth. Yeah. Now I remember. Yeah, so I know he's been consistent for a long time, or for a season at least, but I just don't think anyone was expecting. I think it was fantastic that he made the final, but I was still kind of expecting Rublev to win his third Masters title and his second of the year. But yeah, Popyrin just outplayed him completely. I have a feeling this is going to go to a third set breaker.
That would be pretty nice. At least we'll give the Talking Tennis fam like 50 minutes of action. But still, honestly, the best 2 games I've ever, let's say the best 2-game match I've ever seen. Medvedev and Michelsen. So
it was highly entertaining. Michelsen
jam-packed with action.
absolutely slapping the hell out of that forehand and missing it by a good 10 meters. And then deciding just to call it a day. It didn't. It was just so strange because you were a tiny bit ahead of me, and you said, "I think he's retiring." I was like, "There's no way. Like, where has this come from?" But
yeah, he lost the point and just started walking towards the net.
He double faulted and took his cap.
Oh yeah,
off
he
and
double faulted. Yeah,
That's
something
it.
didn't
I'm
seem
good.
right instantly. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. Obviously, the other option would have been to change his racket, which I guess he could have been doing after a double fault. But yeah, no. And you're very right, Dave, that Chorich was serving incredibly well in Cincinnati. He was actually also serving incredibly well in Challengers the last 2 weeks, 71 holds in a row. But yeah, these weeks just are so random for him the last few years. Indeed, 2022 he had these two runs, so Cincinnati and the Parma Challenger, and both of them he was just hitting his forehand so aggressively, serving like a god. And actually, that was post elbow injury, so with a bit of a shortened motion. Michelsen was pissed off at Shapovalov recently, right? That would have been Acapulco, I guess. I wasn't watching that.
They didn't play at Acapulco. I don't think.
Who did Michelsen lose to in the second round in Acapulco? Then I thought it was Shapo.
Oh, was it? I might just be dreaming.
I'm pretty sure it's Shapovalov. I didn't watch it though.
I don't know why it was. I don't know why the handshake was so aggressive. It was probably like 3 a.m. here, so I wasn't watching that match.
Yeah.
We can, we can switch to Umber Runa in if we wait 15 minutes, but I'm not sure if we want to do that.
I think that might be like after Giron Popyrin though, right? Or
no, because that's on Stadium 1.
Okay, never mind then. I wasn't actually checking the schedule, just guessing based off flash score. So that's not the best idea, of course, but
no. Okay. Either Michelsen didn't. No, I'm just lying to you. Hold on. Yeah, Michelsen did lose to Shapovalov 4-3 in Acapulco. I'm curious to know, Damien.
No, Rune and Umber are playing after Giron Popyrin. I was right about that. So.
Oh really?
Yeah, so that's not really an option, I guess, for us.
That's definitely not an option.
Yeah. So I think we're just stuck with these guys, although Popyrin is now maybe making his move.
Maybe 15-30.
Yeah, there was that 15 love point for Giron where he like let his backhand cross court go and it landed in the corner, and things have kind of just like escalated from there for the American.
Oh, 2 break points. Right. That return was right on the baseline from Popyrin. Right on the baseline. Made it. Giron tried to run around it to make it a forehand, but moved too late and really cramped him up, and Popyrin just went all after it. 2 break points. There's one saved with a smash at the net. I think I've probably. I actually agree with Dave there. I think that Umber comes through Rune. I think Umber's more consistent than Rune. He might not have as much firepower, but I just think he holds more cards in terms of an actual match. Not maybe over a singular set, but over a 3-set match, I think Umber holds more cards. Oh,
slow and bouncy though.
Second serve return, Popyrin goes long under no real pressure. It's back to juice. So, but I still think Umber takes it, to be honest.
Someone was trying to convince me today that Rune is in incredible form, and I'm like, what?
Says who?
Someone on Twitter. Honestly, someone random. I don't
I
even
love
know who that was.
love it when people try convince the most randomest of stuff, like most outrageous comments, and you're like, that is so not true.
I guess I mean I didn't really want to follow up because like why, but at the same time I guess the guy was just referring to the one match that Rune played here, but to me that's not really like enough for form.
Well, against Mute, against Mute, I mean you can say, I mean really.
I don't know. I didn't watch it. I don't know.
I think Rune hit one really good forehand, as in it was a really crazy shot, and then that guy's just thinking, he played so well. A great hold from Giron, two break points saved. So he holds with an ace.
Yeah, let's remember that hold for later for sure.
Absolutely.
Especially the second serve return that Popyrin had at 30-40.
I'm curious to know what you think Henry Searle's ceiling is, Damien.
Well, I mean, I'm less excited than I was a year ago. I think he's not as good as like a Johannes Monday, for example.
Oh, okay, so you think Monday's going to be...
Yeah.
Okay, what's Monday's ceiling then?
I mean, top 100 for sure. I just don't know quite how high. Probably not Jack Draper, but... Dan Evans. I don't know. Does that make sense?
Okay, so,
it's very hard to say for now, but Searle over the last year or so, I've definitely kind of like gotten more used to him being just a solid, good player. But I don't know if there's anything special there.
Okay. Always love to grab your insight, Damien, especially on the Challenger circuit. There's no one else.
I wish I had a bit more, but like it's just very hard to say at this stage, right? But I don't know. Let's say the last two Wimbledon champions in the juniors, I think it's very clear that Budkov Kjær is 10 times better.
Yeah. Well, I think it was just a real big surprise to everyone when Searle won the Wimbledon Boys Championship. He said in himself in the interview afterwards, he said he wasn't expecting to be anywhere near the final, and he sort of just put together a really good week.
Was that like when the week earlier he lost to Fonseca in Roehampton, or no? Maybe
I think it might have been. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either. I'm just trying to think. I probably just wasn't. No, actually, Henry Searle, didn't he have a run at Roland Garros earlier? Semis or quarters?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not too caught up on Henry Searle's junior career.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think if I was like aware of him much before Wimbledon. I think he had a run at Roland Garros, which was like kind of atypical for Brits. So I probably was a little aware of him. But
any
I don't
Brit
know
performing on clay is something to be noticed. We don't do well.
Yeah, especially Brits tend to pay attention to it. Like I see so many Brits on Twitter just saying, "Oh yeah, I mean Brits can't play on clay," which sometimes it's a bit of a myth. Like Draper is definitely fine on clay. I don't know. Ryan Peniston is fine on clay.
I mean that's a wild shout.
Billy Harris was fine on clay. He was like grinding ITFs and
I don't remember the last time I saw the last Ryan Peniston match I watched on clay. He lost in 3 in the first round of Roland Garros qualifying. So I can't remember who to. Giron's going to be annoyed at that. Simple put away at the net, and he buries it.
Yeah, he did lose to Prismic in Roland Garros quarters, Searle. But Roehampton he lost to Thijs Bogart, so the wonder kid from the Netherlands. Good. So yeah, I guess Roland Garros would have been when like people heard of Searle really.
Yeah. Evans is good on clay. He has a win against Novak Djokovic on clay, so.
His overall record is pretty poor, but I guess we can count him as decent on clay. Not horrible.
Monte Carlo semi-finals in 2021.
Carl Edmund was fantastic on clay. when he had like, you know, real fitness.
When he was 14 in the world and actually semi-finals of Australian Open. You know,
insane set against Rafa in Monte Carlo. And well, it was just a set, but
no, good from Popyrin. Often when you see it so time after time where someone saves break points and then holds, and then their opponent gifts them an early 2 points with mistakes in the next game. But Popyrin seeming to be good here.
14 out of 15 matches against lefties for Holger. I guess that makes sense with his backhand, but still quite a lot. Zverev
Who
has
was
a
the one he
similar
lost?
record. Good
AJ.
question.
Who was the one he lost? Rune, I'm just trying to think of his most recent losses. Lost in Acapulco, pulled out of.
Yeah, it was Navona in Buenos Aires, so definitely that's not it.
A Sinner in Australian Open.
Yeah,
he didn't
Nishioka,
play.
that was years back. That's not.
He didn't play a warm-up tournament, I don't think. So it would have been Paris. Who did he lose to in Paris?
Unfortunately, Holger has been a little irrelevant for a while now. And, like, it's not that easy to remember all of his losses and performances, basically.
Hold on, I'll find it because.
Yeah, I'm already checking that too. Actually, maybe it is gonna be like really, really far back. I don't think it's 2024 at all. So maybe it's actually
Really?
Nishioka. No way, it's Nishioka, right? Monteiro in Davis Cup. Okay, I mean, I do remember that much. I just didn't know I was gonna have
It was
to go back
on
to
the tip of my
September
tongue. I was
2023.
about to say that. And
Obviously, part of the famous 4-match win streak against the top 10 for Thiago Monteiro. So,
yeah, obviously.
And another very good 2-game match, Monteiro Alcaraz in Rio de Janeiro. Kind of makes sense. You know what? I'm retracting Nishioka, but Monteiro as well. Like there's also Monteiro at Davis Cup. So I don't think it can be Nishioka. I was thinking of Nishioka, but that's like January 2023, right? Anyway, I'm gonna say I'm actually retracting my statements. Rune to win against Huber. It's too slow. It's too bouncy for Ugo. As long as Rune doesn't like shoot himself in the foot, which he totally can, and
he 100% could. 30
all.
Popyrin.
I like Rune's chances.
Popyrin again in this service game. See what he can do. I'm just going through all Rune losses in the last.
Yeah, I think I just scanned briefly through 24, but I don't think there was anything in 24. But yeah, before that Nishioka one, I do believe there's Monteiro as well.
Popyrin breakpoint again.
Yeah, he's definitely been like a little. Oh, Jesus. I mean, I'm sorry to kind of spoil it, but do you remember the breakpoint he had at 2-3?
Yeah. Oh,
the second one?
Okay. Oh, has he missed another one? Has he missed a shocker?
Yeah, it's virtually the same. It's just a kicker to the backhand. But obviously it makes sense for Marcos to serve like this.
You're a long way in front of me.
No, so this stream is even different, I guess. I'll try to, adjust.
No, it's okay. Second serve. That's twice on break point that on second serve backhand he's gone long.
It's the same serve. It's the same side.
Yeah.
It's virtually the same shot. And well, you can see by his reaction, he's kind of like Alex Michelsen today, just very agitated. But
just immediately just going after the racket just because he can't stand it.
But yeah, in this case, definitely understandable, and I don't think it's related to any illness that he might or might not have.
I really doubt it. Giron brings up game point.
Yeah, not the strongest shot overall. The Alexei Popyrin backhand. I was actually going to say he's doing very nicely with it in this game, just allowing him to get all these net approaches and get to that break point. But from there on out, yeah, it was back to no depth, no consistency. And Marcos Giron survives. Giron, another one of these players who, like, I don't know, 5 years ago, nobody would have expected them to be such a force on the tour, but
yeah,
he is pretty dangerous.
He's been. It always catches me off guard when I see that Giron's like 31, 32. I don't know why. It's obviously because I've only come into tennis in the last 2-3 years or so. And I just
you arrived
Giron
with him already on the scene, I guess. Yeah.
yeah. Whereas when I first started watching, Shelton wasn't really around consistently anyway. And I mean, yeah, there wasn't really. No, Medvedev didn't retire. Michelsen retired. Michelsen was feeling ill.
Yeah, that's what everyone on Twitter said. I don't know if that's something he just indicated to the umpire or to Medvedev at the handshake, but yeah, Shadow, that's what happened. Illness.
How far can Brooksby go? He's gonna go out in the third round to Jack Draper.
Yeah, not the best guy to ask, probably, I guess, but in terms of judging the chances of Draper's opponent.
If you want my genuine, that is like my unbiased opinion, it will probably still beat Draper. Brooksby played really well against Auger-Aliassime, but I think Auger-Aliassime almost run out of steam a little after being very consistent on the tour for 3 weeks in a row. So I think he almost ran out of steam a little. I think I catch the second set of Brooksby Auger-Aliassime, and it didn't look like Auger-Aliassime was playing that great. But it did look like Brooksby was playing well, and obviously he's been out for a long time, and then he's come back and yeah, I think it'll be close. Closer than Draper's last match, but I still expect Draper to come through.
Yeah, he just has such a weird game, Brooksby, that in my head I'm kind of struggling to visualize the matchup, and like that's the only thing that's kind of keeping me from saying Draper is a pretty sizable favorite. Rune Humbert, by the way, they played in Indian Wells 3 years ago. I forgot about that match. The only one that I really remember is Australian Open 23. Third round, that was like, at the peak of Holger's powers, more or less, right after Paris, when we're thinking whether he can beat Rublev and Djokovic. And the way he played against Humbert, it only gave me more confidence that he might. Then he showed he wasn't ready, and he hasn't really gotten much better since, unfortunately.
I was very keen to let everyone know yesterday that you said that Fonseca would be slight favorite against Draper.
I saw that. I think what I said precisely was that if Fonseca beats Ferdinand, like again 6-3, 6-3, like he did in Canberra, to me he's the favorite over Draper. So it's sort of like this, but obviously he was pretty heavily outplayed. Didn't really handle the conditions against someone like Jack. So, but it wasn't also like that wrong, because the odds were pretty close. Like they were pretty much Fonseca Rublev at the Australian Open, which I'm
pulling your leg. I'm pulling your leg. It's okay. You don't have to.
I know, but I like to just
Yeah.
I take a lot of things with like this very serious tone, despite I'm not. I don't care.
It sometimes is quite hard to pick up when you are being sarcastic or.
I get that. By the way, I don't know if you realize that, but Popyrin is 1 out of 15 on breakpoints.
Have you seen his first serve percentage?
No, I didn't.
This set, 39%.
I mean, we saw what 3 breakpoint saves from Giron this set,
yeah,
right?
now Giron's got 2 breakpoints.
Yeah, I just had no idea. This is he's 1 out of 15 in the entire match, and obviously the way these things go, like if it's Popyrin getting all these opportunities, the third set, then and not taking them, then obviously Marcos Giron is going to take his first breakpoint, I assume.
You say you assume, so I assume that he has, because you're miles ahead of me.
Yeah, I threw in the I assume just to be like, hopefully he doesn't get that it's a spoiler. But
Popyrin had so much time. There was no need to swivel on that forehand so fast. Why did he go like he had no time whatsoever and had to absolutely smack the living daylight out of it?
Yeah, I do think he just kind of got nervous, probably, right? I mean, no other. Just not a good split-second decision from the guy, and well.
And Giron is serving for it at 5-3. I mean, Popyrin must be thinking what's happened. I mean. 15.
You know what's funny? Someone pointed this out to me in a comment, and it's very right, actually, that there's some sort of an Acapulco curse, because Tien, Mahaj, and Michelsen, they all, were there. They were actually doing fine despite the food poisoning going around, but now they are getting sick.
Yeah.
Is this still, remains of what happened in Acapulco? I don't know.
I mean, that's a long time. I mean, this has been going around for years now. Everyone in Acapulco saying, like, Draper had food poisoning last year. So did who else had food poisoning last year that I've now forgotten? But yeah, there were 2 or 3 cases of food poisoning last year as well. It's been going on for a couple of years now that the caterers at Acapulco just keep giving everyone food poisoning. I mean, Popyrin's just going for broke now at this point, and it's not working for him.
Yeah, I gotta be 3 match points Giron here. We kind of obviously jumped into this match at some point. I just wasn't aware that the story of the third set that we were witnessing in front of our eyes was literally the story of the match. Something that I'm interested in to see is maybe like how many of these breakpoints were in the second and third set too. But yeah, 1 out of 15 is. And the match is not over yet, by the way, just to be clear. This time I'm not spoiling anything.
No, it's not. Big forehand from Popyrin bullying Giron, and it's 1 saved, 2 to go. But I mean, can you imagine if Popyrin comes back from here? I mean, after we said all this, he saves like 4 match points and comes back to win. Anyway, that's a long way away now. I mean, Giron doesn't have the biggest serve, but he can get himself out of trouble, I'm sure, in this situation.
Yeah, so it was 0 out of 3 in the second set and 0 out of 5 in the fifth. So 0 out of 8 in the last 2 sets for Popyrin.
Giron wins.
The court change benefits Holger. Did they switch something around? Maybe they did eventually.
I think he means the surface.
Just the change this year in Indian Wells. Okay. There was a question here about Hurkacz and the minor. I mean, should be pretty tight, I guess. Hurkacz is definitely like rated a bit lower than Alex right now, both in terms of the rankings and just like chances to win. But if he gets like a healthy season again, I think he will be more or less at the level of Alex. And I guess the conditions kind of hurt them both. Like it's gonna be tough to be offensive for both players.
I'm gonna say Demon, or I'm not gonna say in 3. I think it'll be Demon, or like 6 and 4, or maybe 6 and 5.
Yeah, Hurkacz had this interesting match in Indian Wells last year against Monfils, where I guess a similar opponent just made him look like completely clueless. But I mean, he's had Indian Wells runs before, right? So it's not. I don't think it's something that has to happen necessarily. Jake, I don't think we'll be staying on. I mean, the plan was basically to do Medvedev Michelsen. That backfired.
It was an elite match filled with quality. Unfortunately, Michelsen had some issues. So
no, yeah, they did switch around. They did switch Rune to center court, yeah, because Medvedev was this short. It's still not gonna be for like 15 minutes though.
I called that Rune and Bear would be on center court. Anyway,
why didn't Giron shake hands with the umpire? I didn't see that.
No,
but since we started watching, there was nothing. So either another illness or just something that happened before we tuned in. Who do I think will have the better career, Gaubas or Butfilas? Let's say Gaubas. I think that was pretty much my idea since I first watched these guys. Just a little more dynamic on the forehand. I think Butfilas is still kind of struggling to find his identity. And I don't know, if I'm thinking that one of these guys develops into like a top 50 player, it should be Gaubas. I'm not saying either will, honestly. Like I think they will probably reach the top 100 at some point, both of them. Moore is still a little like undecided. Great coaches though for both. Obviously the Spanish influences in both of them. I think that's super fun. But yeah, if someone is going to develop something that's like going to be a major force on the tour, it's the Gaubas forehand, and that's kind of where I'm heading there. Maybe the Butfilas serve is much better and stuff, but I don't know if it's enough. Who is the second favorite right now? Was the question here as well from the producer. Yeah, Tsitsipas, I guess. Yeah.
I kind of want to say Medvedev just to throw everyone off. But I think he'll probably go out as soon as he finds someone in the top 20. I think he'll probably stumble. I'm going to go with... You know what? I'll go Fritz. I will go with Taylor Fritz. He's obviously won in Indian
Fritz
Wells.
Play now? Can you remind me?
If you give me like maybe 20 seconds, I can tell you.
Okay, no, I found it. Tabilo. Okay, never mind. Then he's winning that.
Yeah. I was about to say if you're gonna take Tabilo over Fritz, I'm gonna have to call you out on that one. And then I'm gonna I'm gonna look at the draw because
Fritz Draper in the forefront. I mean Fergus.
You know, if it gets to that point, thanks to our producer for saying that Fritz will win it or Tabilo will lose it. It's critical insight. Fritz Draper. Undecided. Last time they met, Draper won in 3, so you know it'll be close, and we'll see. But if Fritz does get past Draper, then I can see Fritz being second favorite, if not Steph. I just think Steph's going to run out of gas. most likely.
Some comments from the producer that I'm not sure I understand, like Jastrzębska, Świątek, Iga is certainty. That already happened.
Yeah. What was
also,
I saw the first set was a bagel. What was the second
pretty
set?
interesting too. Yeah, I mean, it did not involve Mahach, indeed.
What was the score in the second set between Jastrzębska and Świątek? I only saw the first set.
6-2.
6-2. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think she ever had a break point. Yeah, it was pretty brutal.
Świątek seems like she either completely runs through someone, or she finds it really tricky and loses in 3. She never gets beaten 4-4 or wins in I don't remember the last time Iga won in 3. And your reaction tells me that you can't either, so...
I mean, now that you're saying that, maybe not, but that used to be a thing, back in the day. I think people used to say that, okay, Iga, when she's losing, she's just losing 2-6, 2-6, and, there's no fight. And some of these, still some of these losses happen. I don't know, Andreeva in Dubai, for sure. But maybe this year again she's kind of lost some of that clutch gene. I think she's only played 2 or 3 free setters this year as a whole. Obviously,
Yeah.
Katie Bolter was the one that she won, and she
Yeah.
lost to Keys. And I think there was one more that I'm struggling to remember now. But yeah, I mean, basically 90% of her matches this year have ended in 2 sets. Yeah, Keys was thank you, Oyer. Keys was the obvious one, but I was looking for a win, and other than Katie Bolter, I'm kind of struggling. But I think there was one more. Musetti feels today. Yeah, I mean, Musetti, these courts are fine for him for sure. Honestly, I can't say much about Fields because, as you said, looked really bad the last few weeks. I think he was injured in Rotterdam, and then when he came back in Dubai, obviously he just got demolished by Nuno Borges. Clearly wasn't ready. So after not watching that much against Diallo, I can't really know if Fields is already back or not. If he's actually playing fine. It's not super slow conditions are horrible for him, but yeah, maybe it does give Lorenzo enough time to throw him some curveballs. But yeah, I didn't see that Fields Diallo match, and yeah, the last time he played before then, he was just not ready to play in Dubai.
I think the Diallo match almost gave Fils an easy in at this point. Obviously, no disrespect to...
Yeah, but that's someone he lost to at the US Open too as well, right?
Yeah, I know, but obviously these are very different courts, and it's a different year. It's a different mentality.
Yeah, it's a very different Diallo. Last year at the end of the season, he was just firing on all cylinders, and he's
exactly.
not anymore.
I still think Musetti takes this with some relative comfort. I just think Musetti's more consistent at the moment than Fils. We don't quite know what we're going to get from Fils, especially still with him being questionably unfit. Well, I guess you could say about the same about Musetti, but I think that it's just going to be Musetti.
Yeah, some pretty good matches in the night session. Moved 1 hour earlier for us Europeans because of the time zone, the time change in the States. That's very nice of them. Vatanuki Tiafoe as well should be nice. Tauson Andreeva. No idea if I'll be able to watch these matches anyway. Probably not. But maybe I just wake up randomly at 4:30 and start watching Vatanuki Tiafoe. I hope so, as that's definitely something that I would love to see. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's probably gonna be it from us then, right? Musetti had injury concerns in South America too, yeah, but he played the tiebreak 10s. I know this isn't much, but he looked fit there. And then beat Safiurin in 3, and he looked fit there. But yeah, I mean, South America, obviously he was pulling out of events too. Maybe. maybe tiebreak 10s can be, just not in terms of the level that he played in, but just fitness. I guess you can kind of just say, yeah, he's probably fine. What do you mean Cam Norrie dream is over? Cam Norrie won against Tommy Paul today. That's the result that every single Brit in our Talking Tennis group was talking about. Cam Norrie beating Tommy Paul in straight sets, like easily 6-1, 6-1.
Cam Norrie did win today, 6-3, 6-2 against Tommy Paul.
Oh,
Paul missed
6-3,
everything on the forehand side, and Norrie outplayed him. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. Norrie just didn't serve well today, unfortunately. I think if he served well, he takes it to a third, actually, because I think that Paul looked vulnerable on serve, the most vulnerable I've seen Paul on serve in a while, actually. But yeah, Norrie just looked even more vulnerable on serve, unfortunately. So yeah,
3 double faults in the last game, I believe. Yeah, I mean, that's probably it then. Norrie and Bolter both ended their matches with double faults. It was a fantastic match that we had the chance to talk about, Fergus. I'm not talking about Giron Popyrin, I'm talking about Medvedev Michelsen.
Michelsen. It was quite something to witness. That slap of a forehand from Michelsen was something. And then him looking like he sort of like just had enough after the first game and was like, oh, can't believe I'm losing. And it's like he was like 5-3, 5-1 down, 30 love, and he just missed the forehand, and he was like, it's devastating, but strange. I'm sure Michelsen will just be make sure he's ready for Miami.
Yeah, the Montezuma's revenge doesn't seem to be like long lasting. So hopefully he's going to be fine for that. And for now, Daniil Medvedev moving on, and that's very important to him. 2-time defending runner-up, if that even makes sense. Anyway, he's defending a lot of points, and he'd really love a title right now. The producer says that he can end the video, so I will now cede this right to him. And yeah, go for it. You go, boy.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.